Okay, so I'm going to tune in with some abdominal stuff today. If you have a block, then grab it. It's not essential. We just might feel useful to have it in some abs work. I'm in a different location, but it is still me. Okay, so we're going to start lying down on your back with the soles of the feet together and the knees open. So if you want cushions under the thighs or anything here, then feel free to grab what you need just to support the legs. Otherwise, bring the hands to the lower belly or to the sides of the body, and just maybe tuck the shoulder blades down your back a little. Closing your eyes or fix your drishti onto a spot of the ceiling. Just let yourself become less distracted with the world around you. Bringing your focus and your world into the four sides of your mat. Begin to deepen into your breath. Breathing in a way that brings some settling of your body or of your energy. Breathing in a way that quietens any chatter going on in the mind. And breathing in a way that feels really nourishing. So allow each breath to really find its space in the belly, in the ribs. A slight contraction in the back of the throat, so we find that ujjayi sound to the breath. Soften around the jaw. And just make sure the breaths are still coming through the nose, in and out through the nose. So when we use the nose rather than the mouth, we'll be much less likely to use the neck muscles to breathe, and much more likely to use the diaphragm. The nasal breathing is always of preference for your body. On your next inhale, reach the hands towards the ceiling. Just give the wrists a roll out, give the palms a stretch. And then take hold of alternate forearms or elbows and draw the arms back behind your head. Just notice that kind of space and stretch come around the rib cage. And take a couple of deeper breaths into that space. So each time you inhale, allow the ribs to really expand and lift. And then as you exhale, drawing the belly to spine, close the ribs in towards that center line of the torso, as though you're trying to pull the ribs down to the floor. Again, take a huge breath in, as much expansion through the space of the belly and the ribs. And exhale, pull everything in and everything down. Bring the arms more into a cactus position, so elbows in line with shoulders. Close the left knee on top of the right one, and then just tuck the knees around into any place of a twist that feels good for the body, just to loosen off the back a little. So wherever you want to be, use the hands to encourage the legs down, if that helps. Keeping that left shoulder rooted to the floor and the head turning to the left, if that feels okay with the neck. So now as you're breathing, keep that depth of breath moving into that real intrinsic center of the core. Each time you exhale and you feel the belly pull to the spine, see if you can sense the left side of your rib cage just nudging further around to the ground, as though your shoulders are staying on the mat and the ribs are trying to stay down. Stay where you are, take another full breath in. And as you exhale, bring the knees back through the center and just change sides with your twist, whichever variation you took on the other side, take it on this side as well. Then allow the head to turn away from the knees if neck feels okay. Really full, juicy breaths, keeping the shoulders rooted, and think about that upper side of the rib cage, trying to rotate back round to the floor. Stay where you are, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, bring the knees back up to the center. Keep the knees facing up to the ceiling, feet hips distance apart. Root the soles of the feet into the ground. Bring the hands to the sides of the body, palms facing up to the ceiling. Lengthen the back flat to the mat. There can be a slight arch in the lower back if that feels comfortable. Take a big breath in. Hold that inhale, pick the right leg up to 90 degrees. Then exhale, pull the lower belly down. Inhale, take the right foot back to the floor. Hold the inhale, pick the left leg up to 90 degrees. Exhale, pull lower belly and lower back down. You can press into the right foot to help you. Inhale, take the foot to the floor. Hold the breath, pick up right leg to 90 degrees. Exhale, pull the lower belly and lower back down. Inhale, take the foot to the floor. Hold the inhale, pick up left leg to 90 degrees. Exhale, pull the lower belly down. Inhale, take the foot to the floor. Hold the breath, pick up right leg to 90 degrees and bring your right palm to the center of that thigh. As you exhale, press the hand and the leg together and pull the lower belly down. This is the same hand, same leg. Inhale, replace the foot to the floor. Hold the breath, pick up left leg to 90 degrees and the left palm to the thigh. As you exhale, press the hand and the leg together, pull the lower belly and lower back down. Inhale, take the foot to the floor. Hold the breath, pick up right leg to 90 degrees. This time bring the left palm to the right thigh, so opposite hand to thigh. Exhale, press the hand and the leg together, pull lower belly down. Inhale, take the foot to the floor. Hold the breath, pick up left leg to 90 degrees and the right palm to the thigh. As you exhale, press the hand and the leg together, pull lower belly and lower back down. Inhale, take the foot to the floor. So bring the hands around to the back of the head. Actually, no, sorry. If you have your block, grab a block. If you don't have a block, don't worry about it. It's not essential. We're bringing both knees to stack above the hips. So both legs into 90 degrees. The ankles kind of flop down a little bit. No worries where they are. Just the knees stay over the hips. Keep the lower back connected to the ground. So we're really switching on these lower transverse abdominals and the obliques around the sideline of the body. So really supportive for the structure of your breath and your posture and balance and kind of stability of your torso. So if you have a block, bring the block against your left thigh and the palm or the forearm to the block. Your right hand lifting up to the ceiling. If you don't have a block, just use the hand on the left thigh without the block, it's fine. Right hand lifting up to ceiling. Take a big breath in. Hold the breath, press the arm and the left leg together, then exhale, reach the right leg forward, pulling belly down. Inhale, bend the right knee again, back in. We take 2 more on this side. Hold the breath, press the arm and the leg together. Exhale, reach the right leg forwards, pulling lower belly down. Inhale, bend the knee. Hold the breath, press the arm and the left leg together. Exhale, straighten the right leg, pulling lower belly down. Inhale, come back to the center. Bring this time your right hand to the left leg or right forearm to the block, whichever way feels easier. Palm or forearm is fine. Left hand lifts up to the ceiling. So still with the left leg and the block, the right leg is moving. Take a breath in. Hold the breath. Press the hand and the left leg together. Exhale, reach the right toes forward. Pull the lower belly down. 2 more like this. Inhale, bend the knee. Hold the breath, press. Exhale, reach the right toes forwards. Pull the lower belly down. Last one. Inhale, bend the knee. Hold the breath, find more pressing. Exhale, reach the right toes forwards, pull the lower belly down. Inhale, bend the knee. Switch the thigh that you're pressing. So we do, to start with the same hand as leg, this works the external obliques. So if you're using a block, forearm to block anyway, that feels good. And the left hand is reaching to ceiling. Take a breath in. Hold the breath, press the arm and your right leg together. Exhale, reach the left toes forwards, pulling lower belly, lower back down. Inhale, bend the knee. Hold the breath, press. Exhale, reach left leg forwards, pull lower belly, lower back down. Inhale, bend the knee. Hold the breath, press. Exhale, reach left leg forwards, pull lower belly, lower back down. Inhale, bend the knee. So opposite hand to thigh. We stay with the right thigh, the left hand or forearm, wherever feels good. So this works the internal obliques. Reach the right hand to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Hold the breath. Press the leg and arm together. Exhale, reach the left toes forwards. Inhale, bend the knee. Hold the breath. Press. Exhale, reach the leg forwards. Pull the lower belly down. Last one, inhale to bend. Hold the breath, press. Exhale, reach the leg forwards. Inhale, come back to center. Take the block down to one side of you if you used it. Well done. Have a little rock side to side. We're going to do one more set of abs. So you're going to take the soles of the feet together, knees open. So the feet are floating off the ground. They don't have to be fully connected into a Baddha Kodasana or anything special. Just keep the knees wide and toes dropping in towards each other. Your lower back connected to the floor. Bring your hands or forearms, wherever meets, to the inside of the knees. Take a big breath in. Hold the breath. Press the leg and the arms together. Exhale, pull the lower belly down like you're trying to curl the tailbone up off the floor or curling pubic bone towards the navel. Inhale, let it relax slightly. Hold the breath. Press arms and legs towards each other. Exhale, pull the lower belly down like you're almost curling the tailbone up slightly off the floor. Inhale, let it relax. Last one like this. Hold the breath, find the pressure. Exhale, then pull the belly down, curling pubic bone to navel. Inhale, let it relax. Take the arms or the hands to the outside of the thighs. Your elbows can rest to the floor if that helps. Take a breath in. Hold the breath, press the hand and the legs together. Exhale, pull the lower belly down, curling pubic bone up towards the navel. Inhale, let it relax. Hold the breath, press the legs into the hands, hands into the legs. Exhale, pull the lower belly down. Inhale, let it relax. So do 2 breaths either side like this. So your left arm on the inside of the left leg, the right on the outside. So you've got left on the inside, right on the outside. Take a breath in. Hold the breath. Press the leg into the hands or arms. Exhale, pull the lower belly down. Stay as you are. Take a breath in. Hold the breath, find the pressure. Exhale, pull the lower belly down. Switching, so the right is on the inside, left is on the outside. Take a breath in. Hold the breath, find the pressure. Exhale, pull the lower belly down. Last breath, inhale. Holding the breath, find the pressure. Exhale, pull the lower belly down. Inhale, release the feet to the ground. Whew, feel a bit of strength come around the pelvis then as well. So take a rock side to side with the knees, as big as you want to make it. Just let that loosen off a little. We're coming to bridge pose. So setting the feet up, hips distance apart, feet rooting to the floor, arms relaxing out to the sides of the body with palms facing up to the ceiling. Take a big breath into the belly. As you exhale, press into the feet, roll the spine up off the floor. So it should feel pretty nice to stretch out those abdominals and hips as you lift up. Press through the feet, let the head slide back a little bit further behind you. Stay where you are, take a breath in. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone a little bit more. So tailbone is reaching for the fold of the knees. Keep the knees stacked over the ankles rather than staying open. Take a big breath in. And out the breath out, even more tucking of tailbone. So glutes feel really active, pushing through the feet. Let the neck completely relax, the jaw relax. Stay here with the breath, couple more rounds. On your following exhale, start to roll the spine back to the ground slowly, bringing the pelvis closer to the feet as you come down, making sure the tailbone is the last point to touch the ground. When you are grounded, reach your right foot towards the ceiling. Take the hands around the back of the thigh. Just find a gentle hamstring release. Doesn't have to be anything too forced or too strong. Keep the ankle rolling if that feels good, just to bring some ease. Allow the leg to sway a little bit if it wants to. Big breath. Bringing this into figure of four. So your ankle is going to come across towards the left thigh. Thread the hands through the gap and bring in the left thigh towards you. If the right elbow meets the inner side of that right leg, use the elbow to press the knee open and then root the tailbone into the floor. Take a huge breath in. A huge breath out, feeling belly pulled down and that thigh or the shin, so draw closer to the shoulders. One more big breath. Keep hold of the left leg, so just unravel the right. So start with hamstring stretch on the left leg, reaching the heel to the ceiling. Again, doesn't have to be anything too forced, just bringing some length and ease to the leg. So roll the ankle, let the leg sway, whatever feels good to ease off. And then we bring this into figure of four, so the ankle is going to rest onto the right thigh. Thread the hands through to bring in right leg towards you. Use the left elbow to push the knee open and use the hands to encourage the shin towards the shoulders. Take a huge breath in. Huge breath out, make sure the tailbone is pressing into the floor. Relax the shoulders and neck. Last big round of breath. And unravel the legs. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Take a rock side to side. And then swinging the feet backwards and forwards, rock yourself through to seated and over into all fours. Straight up. Good. Spread the hands open into the ground. Knees tucked into the shoulder, under the hips. Take an inhale as you lift your tailbone up and the chest up. Take a big cat cow. Exhale, draw the belly in, round the spine the other way. Inhale into the cow stretch, tailbone lifts, chest lifts. Exhale, rounding through, using the breath to move the spine. Inhale, lifting chest and tailbone up. So this time we add an optional hover of the knees. So as you exhale, round into that cat stretch, push through the arms and through the shoelace bit of your feet. The kneecaps hover off the floor. Knees down. Inhale, lift the tailbone and the chest up. Exhale, rounding through, push through the shoelace bit of the feet, lift the knees up, send the hips back a little bit so you feel the stretch come through the front of the ankles. Knees to the mat. Take one more. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, rounding through, push through the hands and the tops of the feet, hover the knees. Knees to the ground. Stabilize the spine. Tuck the toes underneath, come into a downward facing dog with a deep squat through the legs. So pushing through the arms, so your rib cage comes towards the thighs. Tip the tailbone further up to the ceiling, and then start paddling through the feet. So one leg straightens and then the other. As much movement through that stretch of the feet as you can. Roll forwards into a plank position. Lengthen yourself out if you need to. Doming through upper back, so keep pressing through the hands. Lower belly pulling up. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring the knees to the mat, the chest to the ground, half chaturanga, elbows hug into the ribs. Inhale, slither forwards and lift the chest through to cobra. Exhale, bring the chest back to the floor. Take the hands more into a cactus position, so hands forwards, elbows are out in line with shoulders. Press down through the tops of the feet. Tuck the tailbone, so you're trying to scoop a gap of light between your belly and the mat. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, lift the arms up off the floor, so elbows and palms are lifted, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, bring the arms back to the floor, but keep the integrity of feet pressing down and lower belly trying to lift up. Exhale again, squeeze the shoulder blades to keep the gaze low to the ground, nose just hovering off the mat to make sure you can still breathe. Inhale, arms to the ground. Exhale, belly pulls up, lift the arms. Inhale, arms to the floor. Last one. Exhale, lift the arms. Inhale, arms to the floor, slide the hands back under the shoulders. Exhale, push up to all fours, fold back into child's pose. Take a huge breath in, and a full exhale. Rocking forwards into all fours, drop the elbows to the floor. We're going to come into dolphin pose, so make sure the elbows are underneath the shoulders, just tap around the triceps and then spin the hands back open. Spread the palms wide into the floor and keep the palms completely connected to the mat. Round your upper back so gaze comes towards the knees, tuck the toes. Take a huge breath in. As you exhale, lift the knees up off the ground so the hips lift to ceiling into that dolphin posture. Keep the elbows rooted to the floor, but imagine you're trying to shift them towards the top edge of the mat so you feel the chest reach further through the armpits towards the legs. There can still be a bend in the knees here if the hamstrings are feeling tight, no worries there. Take a big breath in. Full breath out. If this feels really strong for the shoulders, stay where you are for another couple of breaths. Obviously, do rest if you need to. So up level, transfer the weight more into the left forearm and see if you can slide the right hand back so the elbow lifts off the ground and that palm is on the mat underneath your shoulder. Notice how the stability of your left shoulder is feeling if you're taking this one-arm option. We're going to compare the two. Slide the right forearm back to the floor. Transfer the weight into that right forearm. Slide the left palm back so the elbow is lifted, you're resting lightly into the left palm. Notice how the stability of your right shoulder is feeling. Slide the left forearm back to the ground. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bring both knees to the floor. Come into a kneeling position with the toes tucked under and just roll the shoulders down your back. So, we're going to take that again. If you're not sure, I'm just going to show you that really quickly on a slight diagonal. In fact, I'll show you that just really quickly. So keep rolling out your shoulders or your neck if you need to. So we're going to come to dolphin. From here, we slide. So you have to transfer the weight onto one arm, slide one hand back so it's under the shoulder. So you're resting really lightly on this palm. If you're feeling okay there, maybe take your hand to the lower back to challenge the shoulder a little bit further. Okay, we switch sides. Maybe taking it off. So on this second time, really be mindful of the one shoulder maybe feeling weaker than the other. We're going to strengthen. You can just do the weaker shoulder or both, and then we repeat it a last time. So come back into dolphin. Forearms to the floor, palms spread open. Round upper back first, and then lift the knees up. So we really broad through shoulder blades. So again, if this is feeling enough where you are, you can do this, move your knees on the floor or stay on two forearms. Let's slide the weight over to your left arm, slide the right palm back. Maybe taking the right hand off the floor or just resting lightly onto the fingertips. Bring the right forearm back down. Slide the left hand back, maybe off the floor, maybe resting to fingertips. See how the right shoulder is feeling. Bring it back to the floor. And bring your knees to the ground. Roll the shoulders down your back. So the next exercise, if you notice one shoulder weaker than the other, which most of us do because we're more right-handed or left-handed or whatever, I want you to do these next 8 breaths on your weaker shoulder. If you're about even or you weren't quite sure, then do 4 on each, okay? So you're going to take what we call rhomboid strengthening. Rhomboid is the muscle between your shoulder blade and your spine. So take the right back of the hand to your lower back. As you inhale, reach the palm and the elbow further away from you. So take the back of the hand off your back and exhale, squeeze the shoulder blade in towards the spine. And release. Inhale again, same arm, reaching the hand back, elbow reaches back, Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blade towards the spine. And release. Lift the hand off. Exhale, squeeze shoulder blade to spine. And release. So if you're doing either side, I think this is one more on this side. And squeeze. And release. So if you're doing both sides, switch sides. Do another 4 on the other side or 4 on that same weaker shoulder. Try and keep the shoulders feeling center. You're just squeezing the shoulder blade back to reach the hand back, and then shoulder blade squeezes to spine. Good. When you've done 4, relax it. Bit of a tricky one to find, particularly if it's your weaker shoulder. I know this side, I find it quite difficult to kind of activate that muscle. Come back into the dolphin again with your forearms on the floor. So again, if you had a weaker shoulder, we need to take the next 4 breaths, resting into that weaker shoulder side. See if it feels different. If you're about even, take 2 breaths on one forearm, 2 breaths on the other. Go. So if you had one shoulder feeling weaker on the first couple of rounds, after doing the rhomboid strengthening, maybe noticing a little bit more stability come in. When you've done your 4 breaths, bring the knees back to the floor. Awesome. Roll the shoulders out, come into kneeling. So again, either sat to stretch out the feet here or come into higher kneeling. We're just going to release the neck. Actually, no, we'll release the neck in a lunge. Come into a downward dog. Hopefully feeling nice and stable through your back now, strong through the shoulders. Bring the gaze to your hands. Start walking the feet up towards the forward fold at the top of the mat. Keep the feet hips distance. Soft bend into the knees and hang on to alternate elbows. Just taking a gentle sway from one leg to the other. Allow the head to completely switch off, so the head is just dangling at the end of the spine. Let the arms dangle to the floor. Take a big breath in where you are. And as you exhale, pull belly to spine as though the abdominals are pushing you up to standing, rounding through your back as you come up. Roll the shoulders down your back and lift the head on top. Take an inhale, reach the arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to floor or the shins, take a halfway lift, reach the chest forwards. Exhale, soften into the legs and step the right leg back behind you. Place the knee down to the floor. Inhale, reach the arms to ceiling. Exhale, step back into plank position. Holding plank. Inhale. Exhale, half chaturanga or full chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, all the way back through to downward facing dog. Slightly inwardly rotate your toes, so big toes turn in and heels nudge out, only by a centimetre or so. Sense the inner thighs trying to reach towards the wall behind you as you lift the tailbone up to the ceiling. Take a huge round of breath. Parallel the feet again. Inhale, lift the left leg towards the ceiling. Exhale, step it through to between the hands with as much control as you can. Place the knee down to the floor at the back. Inhale, one breath to lift the arms up. Exhale, bring you to forward fold at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale, reach the chest forwards. Exhale, squeeze into the legs. Inhale as you rise, bring the hands up above the head. Refolding again as you exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, soften over the legs, step left leg back behind you, place the knee down to the floor. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, plank position. Take a breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog. Slight inward rotation again through the legs. So toes turn in, heels nudge out. Try and think the inner thighs reaching to the wall behind you. Lift the tailbone up. Take a full round of breath. Parallel the feet, reach the right leg high. Take a big breath in. Exhale with control, step it through to between the hands. Place the back knee to the floor. One breath to lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, lift the hands to ceiling. Exhale to refold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, soften over. Step right leg back behind you. Place the back knee to the floor. We're going to hold here. So inhale, lift the hands to ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands to your front thigh. Just square the legs up more into a 90-90 angle. If you want to pad your back knee out, fold the mat underneath it if that feels helpful. Push down through the shoelace bit of your back foot and then tuck the tailbone under so that your belly is scooping in. You're trying to curl that tailbone under. Sink the hips towards the front heel. So you should be talking to this front of the right hip, your hip flexor. Keep the left hand on that front thigh and you use the hand or the forearm to just guide really gently, really subtly the muscle of the leg forwards from hip to knee. So you're just pressing it away from you. Keep tucking the tailbone. As you inhale, lift the right hand towards the ceiling and then slightly lean over towards the left side of the mat. Make sure this front knee doesn't open with you. So use the left hand to keep it guiding forwards. Keep tucking the tailbone so you feel this extension come right through this right side of the hip flexor, maybe into the abdomen as well. On your next inhale, bring the torso back up straight again. Reach the right hand out to the side of you as you drop your head across towards the left shoulder. So we're going to bring a neck release into this lunge. So really imagine someone is pulling this right hand away from you so that you feel the space or the length come between shoulder and ear. Turn the palm up to face the ceiling and then reach the thumb slightly back behind you. Turn your nose down towards left shoulder. Or make any other little tweaks that you need to until you feel this stretch come through the sideline of this neck. When you've got a good stretch, make sure you're still with that right hip flexor as well. Take a full round of breath. Use the exhale to bring a little bit of nourishment or a little bit of release. And then let the right hand come down to the floor next to that front foot. Tuck the toes at the back and step back into plank position. Take a big breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. From here, we're going to lift the right leg up. Bend the knee so the heel squeezes towards the left glute. So again, we're opening the front of that right hip again. So maybe feeling it now we've really worked into it, a bit more of a stretch into there. Try to keep the shoulders parallel to the ground. So we're in a twist here in the spine as well, but let yourself back bend into it if your back feels good too. So you can let the back arch, really reaching those toes away behind you. Make sure the underneath leg is straight and strong. On your next inhale, lift the toes back up to the ceiling, reaching them as high as they'll go. Exhale with control, slowly bring the knee towards the chest and step the foot down between the hands. Lift it through if you need to give it that yoga plank. Rock the weight backwards, spring the back foot up to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, rising, coming all the way to stand. Hands lifting overhead. Exhale, refold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, soften over legs. Left leg steps back behind you. Place the knee to the floor, pad the back knee if we need to. Inhale, lift the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands to the front thigh. Make sure these legs come into more of a 90-90 lunge. Press down through the shoelace bit of the back foot. Tuck the tailbone under, as though you're curling a tail between your thighs. Sink the hips slightly towards the front heel until you feel that stretch come through the left hip flexor, the front of the left hip. When you have it, lift the left hand towards the ceiling. Keep using this right palm on the thigh just to guide the muscle of the leg forward slightly. It won't be a big shift of anything, just a sensation of keeping it reaching forwards. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, keep tucking the tailbone, but just reach the left hand over to the right, just side stretching into it a little bit. Again, to be aware that this front knee will want to open a little bit, so just keep it reaching forwards. Keep tucking tailbone. On your inhale, lift the torso back up to the center. We bring in neck release into here. So reach the left hand out to the side as your head drops over towards the right shoulder. Stay with that hip flexor stretch while you're in this if you can. Okay, turn the left palm up to face the ceiling and then just slightly reach the thumb back behind you as you turn your nose towards the right shoulder. Make any other adjustments that you need to with the arm or the head until you feel that kind of sweet spot of the stretch around that sideline of the neck. Relax the jaw. Take a huge breath, that sense of nourishment and release. And then bring both hands down to the floor, either side of the front foot. Tuck the toes at the back, lift the knee, step back into plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale into downward dog. Lift left leg high to ceiling. Finding that opening of the hip, so bend the knee, reach the toes away so the kneecap lifts towards the ceiling, the hip bones and belly button turn towards that left wall. Try to keep the armpits square to the mat. Underneath heel is pressing down towards the mat, the thigh feels engaged, the supporting leg is straight and strong. Breathe into the belly. On your inhale, lift the toes back up to the ceiling. Exhale with control, step it through to between the hands. Rock the weight backwards, spring the back foot to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, soften over the legs. Inhale as you rise, hands come above the head. Exhale, refold through to the feet. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, soften over, step right leg back behind you, come into warrior two. So ankle turns and arms open out. Keep front knee tracking forwards and just check that you can see that front big toe. So again, the knee hasn't rolled in, we'll keep that turn out of the legs. Tailbone is directly below the skull, so we haven't leaned forwards into it. Let's give it a straight spine. Turn the palms up to face the ceiling. Let the chest lift, so slight back bend just through the upper back. Keep the tailbone dropping down. As you exhale, so this kite hawk arms, so rounding the shoulders forwards, looking down towards the navel, think tucking tailbone. Inhale, lift open the chest, let the arms spiral the chest open. Exhale, rounding through, tuck the chin, gaze to navel. Inhale, last time to open. Exhale, bring yourself back to a more neutral feeling. The left palm comes to the inside of the left knee, palm fingers facing down to the floor. Your right hand next to the right foot. So you did the Saturday class, I think I did this head to ankle prep. If you want this right hand on a block, that will feel easier. The left palm pushes the knee open and away from you. So straighten the left arm as your body pushes then round towards the right foot. Allow the head and the neck to hang heavy, relax. Strong work for the legs, soft work for the neckline. Breathing into the belly, so physically feel the breath move into the left side of the ribs, left lower back. Again, use that sense of nourishment and release of tension each time you exhale. Where can you soften? Straighten that left leg, come into a wide leg forward fold, Prasarita, Padottanasana. Square the feet up so the feet are parallel to the top edge of the mat. And then slightly, like we did in the downward dog, turn the toes in a little bit and the heels drop out a little bit. Feel the sit bones spread open. Hands under the shoulders, take a big breath in as you reach the chest forwards, like a halfway lift. As you exhale, imagine you're traveling the ribcage forwards and then down to the floor without roly-polying into that. Forehead just dropping to the ground. Those of you that are more open in the hips and the head may be resting to the floor, bring the feet slightly closer together so the head is not resting to the floor. I want you to feel this dangling of the weight of the head. Relax into the jaw. Breathe into the belly. Walk both hands around towards the right ankle, hanging onto that ankle if you can. If it doesn't quite reach, just hold on nearby the foot. So hang onto that right ankle. Take a bend then into the left knee. So you're leaning away from that hold of the ankle. Try to tuck the forehead in towards the leg. So stretch through the back here as well as the inner thigh. Full deep breath. On your exhale, release the hands away from the ankle. Take the hands all the way around towards the left ankle. Again, hanging onto it or just touching the floor nearby. Pull yourself in towards the left leg and then bend into the right. So you're leaning away from the straight leg. Fold the forehead in towards the shin. Let the head relax. Big couple of breaths. Bring yourself back through to that center fold. Take a halfway lift again, chest reaching forwards. Turn your feet into warrior two with right leg facing forwards. So turn the right toes out. Bring your body upright, arms open, palms facing the floor. Deep bend into the right knee. Make sure you can see that big toe in front of the knee so the knee hasn't rolled in. Kite hawk arms again. So inhale, open the chest, lift the chin. Exhale, round the shoulders so that rounds the upper back. Bring the gaze to the navel. Inhale as you open, spiral the chest. Exhale as you round through. Last time to open. Exhale, come back to a more neutral feeling through the spine. Bring the right palm to the inside of that right leg, fingers facing down to the floor. The left hand down near the left foot. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, straighten the right arm. So you're pushing the knee away from you. The head comes round towards the left side. Again, maybe noticing one side feeling different to the other. Reaching that knee away from you. Find softness through the head and neck. Huge deep breaths to move the right ribs, right lower back. Last full breath. Coming back into Prasarita, that wide leg forward fold, hands to the floor. Again, hands under the shoulders, allow the head to hang. So adjust your feet as you need to. Keeping the weight very slightly forwards into the balls of the feet. I think tailbone still reaching up towards the ceiling. From here, I invite you either to hold in stillness or bring some movement to it if that feels at ease. So you can bend one knee at a time or just sway the body from one leg to the other. Just soften in. Keep the breaths nice and deep. Holding center. Wriggle the feet slightly closer together, so we come into a wide leg squat. Toes are slightly turned out. Bring the hands to the heart center. So check your knees are going over the line of the toes here, so we haven't overturned the feet, the knees will be twisting inwards or vice versa. So keep the knees tracking over the line of the toes. Bring the hands, so forearms are together in front of your heart center. As you inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, chest open. As you exhale, pull belly to spine, bring the forearms back to meet, the palms back to meet. Inhale, reach the chest open, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, forearms together, palms together. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you close. Last one, inhale. Exhale, crossing the right elbow over the left elbow, coming into Garudasana. Maybe holding onto shoulders, or you find the second wrap. Inhale, reach the elbows forwards and up. Exhale, soften the head forwards and make sure you're staying low into that squat. Again, thighs or lower body working, and bring the ease and the space to the upper body. Breathe into upper back. As you inhale, straighten up the legs, pushing the heels of the feet to straighten. As you exhale, deepen back into the squat with the elbows reaching forwards. Inhale, straighten up the legs. Exhale, keep the elbows reaching forwards, bend the knees. Hold the legs where they are, unravel the arms, take a breath in, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, bring elbows back towards each other, this time left elbow hooking on top of the right one, maybe holding onto shoulders, maybe wrapping. So holding where you are, reach the elbows forward, soften the head in, stay low in the legs. Deep breaths. You're on mute, so you can swear at me if you like. 2 breaths with the legs only, so inhale, straighten the legs, push through the heels of the feet. Exhale, deepen back into the squat, keep the elbows reaching forwards. Last one, inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. Unravel the arms, bring the hands to the floor, straighten up the legs back into that wide leg forward fold, and give yourself a little bit of movement, swaying side to side or bend one knee at a time. Bring the hands around towards the top of the mat, whichever way that is for you. Step back into your downward dog. Paddle the feet. Roll forwards into plank position. Bring the knees to the floor and then the body all the way to the ground. Let the hands come underneath your forehead and the body just collapse to the floor for a moment. You're bringing a quad stretch from here. Your legs have worked hard this evening. So bring the legs nice and close together. Prop yourself up on the left forearm and grab hold of the right foot with your right hand. Keep the knees together. Then press the hip bones into the floor. Let your head rest onto the forearm beneath you. Each time you're exhaling, still feeling belly pull up to the spine. Pressing the hips into the floor. If you want more of a stretch into this quad, place a cushion or your block underneath the right knee just to elevate it slightly. If that brings a pinching into your knee, remove it. Just trust that you are lengthening the quad. It doesn't have to be particularly stretched. Take another 3 breaths. Lift the chest up slightly. Bring the hand to hold on to the inner arch of the foot. So you've gone over the toes to hold the inner arch. So if you bend your elbow, the elbow faces towards the right wall, the crease of your elbow is facing the crease of your elbow is facing the right wall, so it's easier to bend. Push the foot into your hand so you feel the shoulder draw open, and then let the head just hang heavy, but slightly turn the head towards the left. So again, you're finding space and opening around the front of the right shoulder into the chest and maybe side line of the neck. So say you're using your foot to hang off to stretch the neck. Gently bring yourself back square, release the foot to reach back behind you. Take the quad stretch on the other side. So prop yourself up on the right arm, bend the left knee, catch hold of the foot. Let the head rest down, keep the knees close together, press the hip bones into the floor. Again, if you want to deepen into it, place a cushion or a block underneath that left knee, so it's slightly more elevated, and keep the hips trying to press down. Again, if that pinches the knee, just forget the additional stretch and just lengthen the quads. Each time you're exhaling, still pulling belly to spine. Take your last couple of full breaths. Lifting the head slightly. So take your hands, again we're bringing the pec stretch, so the hand goes over the toes to hold onto the inner arch of the foot. So if you bend your elbow, the crease of your elbow is facing the wall on your left, so it feels like a comfortable way to hold the foot. Reach the foot back behind you so that it pulls the shoulder open. Let the head drop down towards the ground, and then just turn the nose slightly towards the right shoulder. So you create more space around that left side of the neck. Big breath. Gently release the foot, release the arm, reach the leg back behind you, and place the knee down to the floor. Bring the hands back under your shoulders, hug the elbows in towards the ribs, take a big breath in. As you exhale, push into the hands and back up to all fours, and then into child's pose, stretching that lower back. Take a couple of big breaths here. Roll yourself up through to a kneeling position, and then take any comfortable seat. So I'm just going to give you a, it's really annoying that I can't give people adjustments and shavasana assists and things, so I'm going to give you a little self shavasana-y feeling. So just make yourself comfortable, sat upright. Bring the heel of your hands to the temples of your head, and just really slowly making some big circles around the temples, or small circles I should say. Enough pressure that it feels good, not too much pressure that you're squeezing your eyeballs out of your head, or not light enough that you're stroking your hair, just a little bit of pressure. Change the direction every now and then. Okay, then bring your heel of your hands around slightly further to sort of the side of your head above your ears. Again, small circles, just enough pressure that it feels good. Going backwards with this one generally feels better than forwards because it goes with the hairline. Massage into your head as though you were massaging someone else's that you care loads about. Make it feel nourishing. It should give you that feeling after a few seconds of that sort of feeling. Take the hands slightly further back, somewhere behind the ears. And then bring the heel of the hands again above the ears. Keep it going. So if you, when your hands are here, if you really clench your jaw, the same muscles of your jaw hook into the side of your head here. So when you clench your jaw here, this also gets tight, which is why you get tension headaches and things at the side of the head. If you feel that, then let the jaw relax as you massage into it. So then bring the heel of your hands, find your jaw hinge, or just above the kind of cheekbone towards the jaw hinge, and get the heel of the hands under the cheekbones. So you'll make some great faces in this one now. So then massage your cheeks. So massage into that jaw hinge and keep the jaw really relaxed. So you feel almost like the thumb ridge is going kind of between the back teeth as you massage into it. Oh, again, you'll feel it feels even juicier when you go kind of backwards with it. Yeah. Oh, quite sore bits as well sometimes. So then hold the hands just above the cheekbones, or kind of just at the top of the temples. Heel of the hands press in, take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, drag the hands down, let the jaw relax. So again, make the best weird looking face that you can. Let the jaw relax, drag the bottom side of the jaw down. I can see my mum giggling, don't giggle. And then do it again. So bring the hands back up to the top of the temples, take a big breath in. And exhale, drag the hands down with enough pressure that it feels easy. Drag the jaw down, drag that lower side of the jaw down. And slide the hands around underneath the base of the jaw. Take a last one. Inhale at the top. And exhale, drag it down. Yeah. And then let your shoulders roll out as well. Oh, yeah. Good. Come onto your back, lie down. So find any Shavasana place again that feels good, that feels nourishing, that feels comfortable. Take any last kind of wriggles or rocks that you need to. Maybe a twist, anything that feels good. Again, just nudge the shoulder blades down your back so the chest space feels open. Keep that softness around the jaw hinge. Take a big breath in. And then hold the breath in the body for a moment. And slowly, softly release the whole of that breath. And take a big breath in. Hold in the breath for a moment. And slowly but softly release the whole of that breath. Either take another round or just let the breath return to a real effortless pace and effortless rhythm. Just noticing any shifts around the body in a physical sense or energetic sense. Just become really aware of the ground beneath you. Just let your whole weight just give itself into the floor. A sense in that connection with the earth. A sense of support beneath you. Just slightly altering the pranayama so that your breath carries a sense of energy with it. Allow that to flush into the toes and the fingers, initiating some movement through them. Bending the knees if they aren't already, and then bring the knees in towards your chest when it feels right too. So hug them in towards you and take a little rock from side to side. Massage your back into the floor. Good, and then bring yourself to seated, however feels best to get there. Any comfortable place that feels good, and just resting the hands to the legs. Sitting up nice and straight through the spine, soft through shoulders, through jaw, through forehead. Closing your practice, bringing to mind one thing that you feel grateful for today. Acknowledge one thing that you really love about yourself. And recognize one thing that you have gained or released from getting to your yoga mat this evening. And then closing that gratitude, self-compassion and achievement into your heart center as the palms close at the heart space. Take a deep, full inhale. And as you exhale, bow the head to your hands. Thank you for joining me and making funny faces with me, guys. Namaste. Well done. Awesome work. Merci. Nice to see you all. I will unmute you.
That was good. That was lovely.
Oh, I miss teaching to music so much. So yeah, please play music in the background if you
yeah,
want to.
I am.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks, guys. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Julie.
Bye, so take care.